I'm Daphne. Welcome to my tutorial for this block in my textured sampler blanket design. If you don't yet have the pattern book for the textured sampler blanket, get the free download. Instructions to get your download are given at the end of this video. Also, there are tutorial videos for all the knitting stitches used in the textured sampler on my YouTube channel. Open the pattern book to the double pages for Block A. Have the Block A worksheet ready, as you will need it when you are working the mossy twist alongside the dimple stitch. This is what the worksheet will look like when you have finished the whole block and you've marked off all the rows you have done. Cable, tick, turn, tick, gather, tick. I have completed the basket weave pattern here. So now I'm up to the dimple stitch and the mossy twist. Now I'm working one foundation row. That's the row before you actually start the pattern. So using colour 2, and my colour 2, this is colour 2 there, colour 2. My colour 2 is called colour A on this, so that's my colour 2. And colour 3, which is this grey. I'm going to increase one with the 8th stitch. So I've done 2, 4, 6, 7. Now lift to increase, lift up the leading strand between the left hand needle and the right hand needle. Put it on the left hand needle. Then, because we're purling, we're going to purl into the back of the stitch. That puts a nice little crossover of the stitches there, so there will be no hole. And that's stitch 8. 9, 10, 11. We're going to add another stitch. Now go around the back and we're going to knit into the back, which makes that nice little crossover so there's no hole. Now another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that should be 21 stitches. I'll just check. Now we join in colour 3 and we purl the next 36 stitches. Purl to the end of the row, increasing 1 to make 37 stitches for the dimple stitch. We're now going to work 16 rows of dimple stitch twice in colour 3. When we do the dimple stitch, there's a stocking stitch that's extra at each end. While we're working the dimple stitch, we're also going to work the mossy twist. Here's the chart for it here. Here's the mossy twist, but on each side of it, we're going to add a little. There's going to be 5 reverse stocking stitches on each side. There, and there. That makes the twist sit up nice and high. And then on the left hand edge we're going to do 1 twisted stitch and 1 reverse stocking stitch. These patterns, dimple stitch, basket weave and mossy twist, are all demonstrated in my YouTube videos, so I'm not going to show you how to do these stitches, just how we are going to make them work together. This is where we start using this chart. So every time we do a row, we're going to mark it on the chart. For this demonstration, for the dimple stitch, I'm going to use the words here, and for the mossy twist, I'm going to follow the diagram. Dimple stitch, row 1 knit, remembering there's a spare stocking stitch on each end. Nice easy one to get started. 4, 5. Keep going till we have 37 stitches. When we change colour, we have to make this two strands cross over like this, so there's no hole, no gap left between. Let's get started. One twisted stitch, which means knit into the back of the stitch. Five reverse stocking stitches, so that's 5 purls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're up to the chart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stocking stitches, 5 knit stitches, purl, knit, purl. Then we'll be up to the 5 reverse stocking stitches for the other side, which will all be purl stitches. Now the mossy twist. 5 knit stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, purl, knit, purl. 5 reverse stocking stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 twisted stitch knitted, so we're knitting into the back of the stitch, and 1 reverse stocking stitch to finish. We have finished row 1 of the twist and row 1 of the dimple stitch, so we'll mark that. Row 2, knit 1, purl the twisted stitch, 5 reverse stocking stitches, and we're on the wrong side, so they're knit stitches. The stocking stitch part of the mossy twist, purl 4, the reverse stocking stitch of 5 stitches, and the twisted stitch. It's a purl twist. Now let's make sure these two cross over. Ready for the dimple stitch. There's 1 stocking stitch before we start the dimple stitch. Now, dimple stitch. Purl 1, slip 3 with yarn in front, purl 3. For more details of this stitch, see our stitches on my YouTube channel. Continue on till you get to the edge of the work. We've now finished row 2 of both the twist and the dimple stitch. I just finished row 4, now up to row 5, and it tells me to cable. But row 5 for the dimple stitch is just knit. We're up to row 5 with the cable, and it's 4 over 4. So 4 stocking stitches are going to go to the back, and the 4 stitch part, moss stitch part of the cable will come over the top. This is shown in more detail on our stitch tutorials part on my YouTube channel. 5 reverse stocking stitches, 1 twisted stitch, and a reverse stocking stitch. Now we can mark off that we've done row 5 the cable. I have just completed row 7, and it says turn, which I will do. And then row 8 is the gathering row over here in the dimple stitch. So I'm turning, then I'm going to be working the gathering stitch. I've turned the work around. Now I'm remembering to cross these 2 over so we don't get a hole. Now we're going to work row 8 of the dimple stitch. 1 stocking stitch to start. Now purl 2, gathering stitch. Gather up the 3 stitches and knit them, slip them over. This is shown in more detail at the tutorials for the knitting stitches. So I've just ticked off the gather, row 8. The next rows just go along normally. Then we get to another turn and gather. Here we come to a cable, and down here it tells you to change colour for the second colour part of the dimple stitch. So you can see how this chart complements the work that's back on these main pages. In block A, the transition between the dimple stitch and the mossy twist was 1 stitch of twisted stitch. It gives a lovely solid edge to the dimple stitch, and it sits up high from the reverse stocking stitch background here. Here is the finished block A. Here is block A on the original rug. Happy creative knitting, everyone. Enjoy knitting block A. From Daphne
and Ferg. Hi, I'm Ferg, Daphne's husband. Here are the steps to get your free download of Daphne's Textured Sampler ebook. The first step is send an email to knitwithdaphne@gmail.com and include the subject free download. There is no need for any content in the email, and then send the email. You will receive an automatic response to your email that includes the link to access Google Cloud. When you click the link, the Knit with Daphne folder with all the downloadable patterns will open. Double-click the Textured Sampler blanket to open and download the ebook. Enjoy knitting the Textured Sampler blanket.